I'm Matt Cain, and this is my wife, Courtney. We actually just celebrated our 7th year of marriage this past Monday, and this is our story of ministry together. From the very beginning of our marriage, we knew that we wanted to use our marriage as a ministry. So we started kind of thinking, like, what does that look like? And we both grew up in Mesquite. We went to school in Mesquite. We went to A&M and came back, and our jobs were in Mesquite. And so it just became very clear that our passion and our ministry was going to be Mesquite.
I was teaching at the time and heard about a ministry called Kids Beach Club, which basically brings the church to the school. And it was kind of in the back of my mind. One day, just in the middle of class, one of my students was very upset, and I pulled him out into the hall and just kind of said, "Hey, what's going on?" And he told me he was really worried he was going to get arrested because his brother had given him pot to smoke, and he was only in 4th grade, and it just broke my heart. So at that point, I knew, okay, I need to really help our school out with Beach Club, maybe start the program here, get it going, and was able to get Beach Club started at our school, and Sea Life sponsored that, and that was just one of the starting points, I think, for us connecting with our community and getting to bring the name of Jesus into our workplace.
So Courtney worked at Hanby for a little bit, but then I took a job at Berry Middle School, and a couple years after that, a job opened up at Berry for Courtney to come alongside us at Berry. And if you know a lot about how education works, that's usually not how it goes. They don't like to bring husband and wife at the same campus because of some of the drama that it can bring. But our principal did it, and that was a God thing. And so we immediately started saying, okay, how are we going to use our marriage on campus? And so one of the ways we started doing that is really getting involved with FCA on our campus. And we've been able to just really see that thing grow. Every Friday morning we lead about 150, 160 kids. So it's been really cool to kind of see God using us to make an impact at Berry through FCA.
At the same time, we were pursuing adoption. And through those classes we were taking early on, really we're kind of surprised by the direction God took us. We didn't feel, I guess, as much of a calling and burden for the children as we did as for their parents in those classes. And
and we were like, is there a way that we can, yes, help the child, but at the same time, without splitting up the child from the mom? Right. And so we started going down that route.
Yeah, so with that, I'm close with the director of Beach Club at this point, and she knows our hearts, and she just called me up one day and said, "Hey, I think you should be a mentor for Young Lives. It's a ministry for teen moms." In doing that, we were just opened up to the world of like teenagers and chaos and couch surfing and just what the teenagers in our community are going through. That's kind of where God took us. And we contacted the counselor at Mesquite. We're just going to let her know, hey, like, if there are any kids who need a place to stay, let us know.
Yeah. So we got a call.
We got a call like 2 days after she.
So we got a call on a Wednesday. Said, "Hey, about that call, got a girl that is homeless. The police saw that she was being beat by her boyfriend in the parking lot. If life continues to go on like this for her, she's not going to graduate, and she just really needs a safe place to live until she graduates." And so we got a call on a Wednesday night, or we met her on a Wednesday.
And, we met her on a Wednesday.
Yeah, and she was in our home that Friday, and she lived with us for about 9 months. And it was difficult at times, but God really started working in her heart, and we got her graduated. And she is off at TWU now. She's a junior at TWU, and she's doing really, really well. Again, God was just continue to grow our passion for Mesquite, for people of Mesquite, for people that come from poverty. Through Young Lives, we got really close to this one girl, and she had a little boy at the time.
He was 2.5,
2.5, and she was a senior or junior in high school, and she's kind of fallen on just some difficult times, and we got a call one night that just said, "Hey, can you watch her little boy for a little bit?" And we said yes, and we didn't really know what that meant or how long that would be. We thought it would be for a weekend, then we thought it would be for a month, and we have had him in our home since May, so about 6 months now, and we just love him so much, and
we love his mom too. We love her, and it's been great because he was about to be in foster care, but because of Young Lives and because of just these connections that we've been able to build, we were able to prevent that, and the Lord was able to prevent that for him.
So all along the way, when we kept getting presented with new opportunities to serve and new organizations, I think there was always a temptation just to say no, because it just felt like we were already involved in so much. But just looking back on some of the things we've done over the last 7 years, I'm just so glad that we said yes, because God has really just impacted a lot of lives and impacted our lives through those people. And we've really started to see just how the hope of Jesus really does change lives.
I think just that first yes opens the door for so many more things. It is this idea that we're talking about right now of just being the church, and it's not that complicated. I think that we maybe overcomplicate it and think it has to happen at this stage of life or when I've accomplished this, or but it's not. It's just being purposeful wherever you are.
I'm Matt, and this is Courtney, and that's how we're impacting our community.